Hey, what's up you guys? MCLegoboy here with another Frogracer for you guys. This one is the Classic Space Podrover. Yeah, that's right. I went through all the different names on Brickset and they all were like space this and space that and like terrestrial this and all these other things. I'm like, I can't come up with a good name for this thing. And I didn't want to do the whole like LL 9 something something, you know. I didn't want to try and ape off that too much because it's so different. It's a pod racer, you know. But it is February on Flickr, and what that is that a bunch of people build little Classic Space rovers during the month of February, and I decided, well, I have a Classic Space Pod Racer, even though it's not technically the one that was supposed to be next, because the one that's supposed to have been this month would have been yellow, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to do something Classic Space in February when I had a pod already made. So, yeah, this guy's been around since about 2016. That's when the work in progress photo was. Actually, no, I think it was a finished model at that point. But I wanted to try and do a themed pod racer that wasn't just like, all right, well, its color's gonna be blue. You know, it's like, let's actually really make it worthwhile. And so what I've done here is I've decked out the whole background, made it look exactly, or not exactly, but you know, close enough to what an actual Classic Space background would be. And then we've used blue and light gray, got some bumblebee stripes in there, got some green and red lights, got some yellow windscreens going on. I even incorporated the little wheel piece to make these engines in the back spin. Very similar to the Black Mamba, the big pod racer that I made. And that's also something that I wanted to do. So it's kind of inspired by Aldarbedo with the double engine thing going on. Bumblebee stripes. I think it's supposed to actually be like black, yellow, black. But even though I know that the yellow, the thing that makes this work, the little bracket piece, I think I do have it in yellow, maybe, but it would look extremely weird having like this bright yellow thing and then have a black grill on top of it, so I've swapped that around. We've got some lights, at least that's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be lights. Kind of got some striping going on. It's not, I don't know if it's the best conveyed, but, you know, just got some striping on there just to make it kind of feel like it has a paint scheme. Got some additional little boosters on things. These transparent red parts. Different way to connect the pods together via the I don't even remember what it's called. The power connector thing. Whatever, man. Doesn't matter. Using Technic, though. Pretty cool. If you can see in there, you can. Just barely. I'm using, I think, 8. Yeah, I'm using 8 headlight bricks all connected together on the inside of this and then on the inside of this, so total of 16 of those guys all in there. This thing is actually like about to break in half, really. The tension on this thing is so tight. But that's how I'm able to get all the studs on all the sides. I've got the little wheel, the little mud, I can't remember what it's called. Man, it's not mud flaps, but you know, the little cover. We get up to the chassis. We got a red frog in there because that would stand out nicely. Also, technically supposed to be kind of an homage to the red spaceman. Got some extra little additional boosters. I really wanted to try and keep the chassis feeling very similar to the classic starships. So that's what it's kind of supposed to be evoking. I initially thought that I'd be using the tubes through the front here, and maybe that would have looked better. However, I also wanted this to kind of evoke those little prongs that were out on the front of one of those starships. Got some more of those stripes going on. So another little small booster right there. So this thing's just going to be flying past everybody with all the extra boosters on it. I mean, it's like 2 on each pod, 2 little small ones on each pod, 3 in the back of the chassis. I mean, come on. It's pretty good. And then I opted for the regular tubes on here because using string, it didn't feel right. Also, I don't think I had the right string pieces anyway, but this felt more appropriate to being like Classic Space. It'd be older. You'd have these bigger, thick tubes trying to connect the engines on there. So just to kind of make a little bit of a comparison, this is kind of size comparison for you. So with the Crimson Charger, I think is what I finally called it. I remember looking back in the files on my computer, and I actually had it listed as the Crimson Howler, and I'm like, oops. Oh well, Crimson Charger's fine. But yeah, this guy, the Classic Space Podrover. It's what I'm calling it. Does no roving whatsoever because no wheels are in contact with the ground. But, you know, this was a fun little homage to Classic Space that I wanted to make. Let's get all these extra clear pieces on there. Put it back where it once was. There we go. So yeah, this has been MCLegoboy with February's Podrover. Whatever. I can't say it anymore. It's ridiculous. See you guys.